record. So let me say that again so I can get it on the recording. So today we're going to talk about like pages and or business pages. And what I actually learned at Platinum Edge was that these pages were being termed as passion pages. So does that like create a whole different ball game to you guys? Like think about it for just a second. If you're talking about a business page or a like page, to me that means numbers. Like you're trying to get more numbers on those pages, right? Because it's a like page and a business page. But the way they referred to it over the weekend of Platinum Edge was a passion play page. So when you're passionate about something, what does that mean? Tell me what that means to you guys. What does passionate mean? What does that mean? Like your characteristics of someone that's passionate about something. What does that mean? I want to hear from you guys.
Something you're really into.
Mm-hmm. And how would people know if you're really into it?
Because you talk about it all the time.
Okay. And do you just talk about it? I think this is the key. One of the key things is when you're passionate about something, do you just talk about it and like just show what you're doing? Basically, do you just show your workout or do you just show this awesome shake? Like, what is it that makes you passionate about it?
You don't just show it, you live it. It's your life. So whether you show it or not, you're still doing it. Yes.
And is there a difference in like the way you come across in your posts about these things? Like, I want to give it like a good example, and I just can't think of one off the top of my head. But to me, there's a difference between, like, for instance, say, you know how that there was a Coca-Cola commercial not long, like, I don't know how long ago, but it was like all these loud colors and like these people were on roller skates and they were like, it was to a really catchy, fun song. Like, to me, that video, that was not about Coca-Cola. Right? It was about the enjoyment of life with like fun colors and dancing. And they were trying to say that Coca-Cola makes you have that. So do you think that Coca-Cola sales went up during that time? I would say 100% yes. We don't know those statistics, but why do you think people do videos like that? It's because they're trying to catch your eye to help you see, oh my gosh, like they're drinking the Kool-Aid, so it must be awesome. So I better go get the Kool-Aid because what they're doing is freaking awesome. So like that's the difference to me. It kind of opened my eyes a little bit differently to our like pages or our business pages. I want you guys to start thinking about them as passion pages. And if you don't have a like page, I want you today, get out a piece of paper and start writing out some names or some things that you want on your passion page. Because guess what? Every good business owner has a business landing page. Like, that's what this is about. It's not about being a Beachbody coach to sell a bunch of products. It's about you offering value to other people. So from here on out, everyone needs a business like page, even if you stink at it, even if you don't feel like you're getting a lot of people on there. My hope through this talk is that it's not about the numbers. It's not about the likes. And so we can't look at it from a like page perspective or a business page perspective. Yes, it's our business, but this is our passion. And people need to see that this is our passion. Tell me, I'm going to just do a poll and be kind, but no, you don't have, I mean, just be truthful. So I want Angela, both of the Angelas and Tabitha to say one thing that you think that I'm passionate about according to what I post on social media. Just take aside the talks that we've had. Don't even think about those, but just the stuff that you see me posting on social media. Tell me one thing, and it has to be different, that you know that I'm passionate about. Go, Angela.
Which Angela?
Either one.
Me, I go first. Christ. Christ.
What, Christ?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Absolutely. Angela, you?
Your family.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then Tabitha?
I was going to say those two along with your fitness or
All three of those.
Okay. And would you say that, like, if someone who doesn't know me just takes a couple of scrolls, like, it's not going to take them long to see what are the things that I'm most passionate about? Like, that's the whole point of these passion pages. Now, let me just say this. I listened to the call from Melanie Mitro earlier this morning, and she speaks a lot into this on, well, okay, if I'm going to be posting about my family, going to be posting about my fitness and my faith on my personal page, why the heck do I need a like page? Well, because she says that she does not post as much family, as much of her life on her business page. It is mostly about business. Now, if she's doing a call to action where she's wanting other women to see that what she does as a business is creating freedom for her family, then she posts a family photo. So this is the best way that she can describe this. When she goes on vacation or goes somewhere with her kids, or she's going on a play date, or she does different things with her kids, her private page, it's going to show like a slideshow of all the pictures, or it's going to show multiple pictures of her having fun with her kids. And it may talk about the business, but it's not only about the business. But her passion page, what she does is she takes the very best picture of all the pictures from her vacation, and she posts the one best picture about her family, and she talks about how Beachbody has changed her family's life. So that's the difference between the personal page and the like page, is that your like page is very much about where your passion is. So yes, my family is one of my passions. Why? Because I'm doing this business so that I can be around and be available to them the most. I can't do that in healthcare. So yes, they are a huge part of my passion, but what I'm most passionate about as far as a business goes is sharing Jesus, helping you find your potential, and helping you have purpose, live intentionally with your life. And so my faith is huge, and my fitness, those are my two biggest parts of my life that has helped me find purpose. And so I hope that you can kind of see the difference in that. Now, let me ask this. Do you guys feel like in order to give off your passion, are you going to have to pull down some walls and truly share who you are and what you're about? Like, are you going to have to be transparent and be very loud about your life? Like, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like in order to live out your passion, are you going to have to be open and share things that maybe you don't normally share? Like, do you think you're going to have to do that? Yes.
Yes, sure.
And am I saying share like deep, dark secrets, or share, honestly, up front, I would not ask you to do that. However, if your fitness is a reason for you to fight depression and anxiety, you need to share that. Because there are many women who are battling these same deep things that you're battling, and your voice is the one they're going to hear. I've been honest about my journey, and I still don't speak to some people, even though they're struggling with the same things that I am. I just don't connect with them, but they may connect with you. So our passions have to be lived out. And if we're worried that we're blowing up someone's newsfeed, or we're worrying that we're posting too much about our passion, those people don't need you. And that's okay. But there are people that do need you, and you have to live in that. You have to live in the fact that, okay, this is what I'm passionate about. This is a gift that I've been given, and I'm about to blow up this Facebook with my passion self. Like, you're going to have to get to that point to where you truly believe that it's such a gift that you don't care who hears and sees it. And I'm not talking about our challenge groups. I'm not talking about that. That's part of it. But I'm talking about just your daily living out. Everything that you do every day, it needs to be shared. Just your mornings with your kids. if you're all enjoying your shake, when your workout is taking place, like clips of your workout, struggles that you're having, that you didn't want to freaking get out of bed this morning, but you did because you have people depending on you. Not only is your family depending on you, but your challengers are depending on you. Like, you got to share that. And then in the afternoon when you're like, I have no energy at all, and I want to go take a nap. Like, share these things. So that's what this passion, I just want to clarify the difference and why it's important. There's a couple of difference why it's important, but the first difference is because it's a business. We own a business. We are individual business owners, and you have to take that ownership too. And we have to have a place that we can actually track and follow when people are liking our posts, when people are sharing our posts, when they're following us. It's just it's a numbers game. And what it does is it helps us determine if we're doing the right things or we need to change them up. So Melanie, in her video, I encourage you to go back and watch that. She talks about that. She's like, I wasn't getting any traction. She said, I was not getting any traction. Nobody was liking my stuff. And guys, you have to realize this is Melanie Mitro, the top coach in the entire Beachbody organization. She started out as a coach with didn't even have Facebook. She did not even have Facebook 5 years ago. None. And then she's like, well, they told me I needed a like page, so I created a like page. And she said it took her over a year of consistently posting before she even started to get followers. And when she still wasn't getting enough followers, she started going on Google. She'll tell you, I started Googling how to get followers on my like page. Like, that's how she grew, is she started researching and looking. So we have to have a like page. We have to have a passion page. Those are all in one. We have to have a passion page. Just trust the process and get one. And so if you haven't gotten one, I know Angela had one from a previous, from her personal training business, and it was there waiting for you. So it's there. And then Angela and Tabitha, do not know if you guys have one or not, but I'm encouraging you to at least start planning it. I'm not saying open it, or you know what, if you just have, like, I think you need to pray about it. That's what I always say. A lot of people are like, well, I don't know what my brand is. Well, your brand is Tabitha. And your brand is Angela. That's who you are. That's what your brand is. If you want to slap on another name to go with it, like for me, I struggled for a long time with Chanel T, the Fit NP. I'm like, that's so freaking corny. Like, seriously? And I really did not want to use that. I wanted to just use my name. But honestly, the fit, the faith, the intention, the teamwork, like, that's at the core of who I am. That's what fit means to me. And I was like, you don't come away from that. Like, that's where your team is built on. That's what everything is built on. And so I kept that because I feel strongly about those are my core values, and that's who the brand that I want to create. So you can put a name on that. You don't have to. But if you wanted to open up a page just for fun, open it up. Nobody's going to see it unless you share it. So you can just do it for fun, but put it on your list to do. Everyone who's going to be listening to this call later, recording, you need to make plans for a like page, and you need to start consistently using it. I'm not going to tell you how to consistently use it, because I'm going to leave you homework to go start researching other people's like pages. Don't go compare yourself, but just learn what other people are doing. So I'm going to share with you some tips and some stuff that Danielle Natoni, who's Fit and Funky, she talked specifically about these passion pages in her talk at Platinum Edge. And her biggest thing was, so many people look at the numbers game. They look at, well, I must not be doing anything because I only have 1,000 people following me, and she has 20,000 people following her. But the numbers, if you don't have any influence, like if you're not influencing anyone, if you're not converting anyone to sales, then the numbers don't matter. So all these people that you see have thousands and thousands of followers, if they're not creating sales, if they're not converting people, then the numbers don't matter. So for her, she even spoke into that she created this Fit and Funky brand, and the numbers have not meant anything. Just because she has all these followers, she still had to work her tail off to get to where she's at. She's had to do the same thing we do. She has to message people, and she has to follow up with people. It's the same ball game. So the numbers don't matter. She says quality over quantity. If you have a group of people, of lifers that are consistently following you because they are expecting you to show up, that's what matters. So she says that in your posts, she says you need to focus on creating friendships. So when you're posting on social media, your posts need to be to you. So when you're crafting a post, when you're typing out a post, you need to speak to yourself. How are you feeling? What are things that would help you? What do you need? So if you guys notice when I do some of my coaching posts, I need community. I need accountability. I like live in this failure negative state, and I need positive people around me. I need you guys to depend on me because that makes me want to be a better person. So I post what I need because those are the people that I'm trying to attract. So she says focus on finding friends and focus on giving value to friends. You're wanting to create more friendships. You're not wanting to make money. That is a byproduct. But if that's all you're leading with, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. People can see straight through it. So focus on friends. Then the fourth thing she talks about is being a resource. So for her, she's a fitness expert. She's not a personal trainer. She is a master trainer with Beachbody, but people go to her page because they're expecting her to show a breakdown of a fitness move so that they can have better form. She talks about shoes that you need to be wearing. She is a fitness expert. So she says you better be bringing value to your page. So what is it that you are so passionate about that you're going to bring value? Well, for me, I feel like my spirituality and me teaching and encouraging people through faith and how I'm connecting the dots with fitness and this community of coaching into all that. My faith is what I'm teaching. That's the value that I'm bringing people. It took me forever to really realize that that's what God wants me to do here. He wants me to share my faith. And the byproduct of sharing faith and being in the Word, be healthy. Because if you're abiding with what the Lord says, to be healthy. That means mind, spirit, that means body. So what is it that you can provide value customers through? What is that? That's going to take some soul searching, and that's going to take some digging on what is it you can bring value. You do believe that you're a expert. By golly, you need to be teaching demo video. You need to be teaching more customers how they can better perform their burpee, how they can better gain more distance in their running, or how they can be healthy as a worker. Like whatever it is, you need to make sure that you're bringing value. So much value crave you, and they're looking for your videos. Super, super important. I'm echoing. Huh?
Yeah, you are.
Dadgummit. That's really frustrating.
You're not right now.
I don't even know what to do.
You sound fine now.
Is it still echoing?
A little bit.
Gosh.
I
wonder if it's my the reception.
Yeah.
My husband said it wasn't working. Is that any better?
I think it's a lot better.
Is that better? Okay, so sorry. So be a resource. So if you want to be successful in this business, these are things that you're going to have to work on. You're going to have to dig down and find these things that you can provide value for people. So again, if you're passionate about the fitness aspect of the Beachbody business, well, you need to be showing some demo videos of the fitness aspect of, like, say, hey, this is what I've been doing, but I noticed that you could really hurt your knees if you're doing this wrong, and show people how to do it the right way. Or if the nutrition piece is a huge piece for you, well, you need to be doing some videos of you showing a recipe, you showing a substitution, you using the containers, whatever that may be. What if it's like, it makes me think about Crystal, who's a coach on our team, and she is really, really, really good with makeup. She is not associating herself with any of the unique or posh or whatever, all the other, she just is really talented. And so she needs to be providing value, which she is, with the makeup tools, with that part that she's passionate about. And then, by the way, she's freaking hot and sexy and gorgeous. Like, how does she do that? Well, Beachbody, of course. And so, like, that's kind of how you have to think of it. You've got to find your passions. And it's okay if fitness is not your passion. Like, Beachbody is an avenue for us to be healthy and have community. It's okay if exercise is not the most glorious thing for you. Like, it's okay. And that's what I want you to understand. I want you to give yourself some grace for that. You don't have to be passionate about the fitness piece. But what has Beachbody given you? Has it given you community? Has it given you some positive things in your life? Like, what has it given you that you can share about? Okay, so be a resource daily. Like, you want to be sharing enough value that people want your videos. They're like, Chanel, where have you been every day? Like, I've been missing your videos. Like, to be honest, I'll have people say, I type in your name and I scroll and find you, which I think, Livy said that last week. She was like, I know you think I'm not watching you, but I actually type in your name on Facebook to find you. So, like, guys, you have no idea what that speaks to me, because I feel in the dark sometimes too. So be that resource every day. Find it. Find what it is that you are passionate about. And this is God's gift to you. You need to share this gift. Okay, so why would people follow you? This kind of goes along with this other thing, with bringing value. Why would people take the time to follow you? Are you offering enough stuff for people to even want to follow you? And I'm not talking about believing in yourself, because that's a whole nother thing. But can you honestly say, okay, I want to grow this business. It's not really working really well so far. Am I really putting enough stuff out there that people would even want to follow me? That's a personal, soul-searching question you got to ask yourself. If you're not consistent every day on social media, well, the answer is probably no. You're not giving enough value. I mean, we've got to be truthful with ourselves about this. If you're not consistently sharing your journey, sharing your entire life, and all we're doing is saying, I need you to come join me to do this because this is why, like, you got to just share you. And then her thing was, who are you besides Beachbody? And she challenges you to create 5 pillars. So there is your biggest takeaway, biggest assignment from this call. 5 pillars. You need to write down 5 pillars of who you are. Who are you? Well, I am a wife. I'm a mom of 2 toddler boys. I'm a nurse practitioner. I am a lifestyle coach. I love Jesus. Like, those are my pillars. And that'll narrow it down enough to where those are the things that you need to consistently show evidence of on social media. And this is the key here. This is the key. If you take anything away from this, of everything that I've already just said, before you can expect anyone to purchase from you, to convert to a sale, they must like and trust you. They're not going to purchase until they like and trust you. And that like and trust is going to take time. For some, it may take a day. Literally, it may take a day. They may say, well, you've proven to me just in these few posts that you've done today, I don't really know you, but you sound confident enough, and I can tell, like, I'm all in. I've had people say that before. I don't really know what this is, but I know I've seen a few of your things, and, like, let's do it. But then I have people come to me a year and 2 years later, and they say, I've been following you for 2 years, and I'm stubborn, and I know I've needed to do this, but, like, now's the time. But guys, if I would have quit posting 2 years ago, that person, I never would have gotten the opportunity to serve them. So that's why picking these 5 pillars and being very consistent on your social media is so important, because people, you can message people all day long. You can message hundreds of people and you can connect and you can ask. But if they don't like and trust you because they don't know you, then they're not going to convert. They're not going to convert. Think about yourself. Whenever you go into a boutique, and I think like, okay, if I go into Victoria's Secret, like, am I going to, if a lady comes up to me who is very, like, you can tell she's not one of those like all over the place, like, I'm going to be so kind and so awesome that it's going to guarantee someone's going to buy something from me. Or that person who comes up and was like, hey, how's it going? How's your morning been? Like, and speaks to me in confidence of wanting to know me. So do you have kids at home? Do you have a special event coming up? How can I help you? Like, I look at it as, when you're professional, when you're consistent, and people can see through you, they can see what you're really about, they're going to like and trust you. Versus if you're only showing up on social media when you feel like it, and when it looks good, and when it looks pretty, and it's inconsistent, people can see through it. They can see through it. So if you take anything away, before people will convert and actually purchase from you, they have to like you and they have to trust you. So please be consistent on social media for that reason and that reason only, because it's a relationship business. So please, please, please. Okay, so I wanted to share just this other little tip, because this is something that I used to do, and for anyone that's catching the call, I don't remember, Tabitha, I don't think I was doing this when we met, but long ago I was taught to create a form for people to answer questions for me to then respond to. So, like right now, I usually say, these are my 4 to 5 questions I ask every single person, and I script it. It's the same questions, every single person. And I usually do that in Messenger, because that's where I'm talking with people, right? So we say, okay, awesome, you're interested. Could you take a couple seconds and answer these questions so that I can better serve you? So that's how I was doing. And I was taking that information, and then I was coming up with a plan, and then I was putting it in an email, and then I'm sending it. So this is like been what my pattern has been. Well, Danielle is suggesting that you do a Google form. Matter of fact, like most top coaches are suggesting that you use, every top coach uses some sort of form. And you can say and call it what you want. They have a lot of people coming to them, and they have a lot of people to sort through. That's grand and that's great and all. But Danielle is saying, I've done this from day one. I've never paid for a form. I use Google Forms for every single person that expresses interest in my challenge group. And that's how I tell them to sign up. If you want more information, click on my form. She puts that on emails, on social media. She puts that on, like Instagram, Facebook, or anyone she comes in contact with. She says, let me have your phone number or let me have your email, and I'm going to send you this form. So basically, this form is exactly those questions that I always ask. It's just in a formal place where you can get their email, and then it makes a list for you in Google. So the reason this is important is because what if Facebook were to die tomorrow, and you had no way to reach people, especially if you've grown a successful business? Like, what if Facebook were not available at all tomorrow? Would you have a way to reach people? And I think most people would say, well, I have all my current customers at Beachbody, and they track them for us, so I at least have an email list from them, which is true and which is great. But how are you keeping track of people who are interested? Do you have a list going, like an email list? Probably not. Most people do not. But this is good business practice. This is not about Beachbody. This is about being an entrepreneur. This is about being a good business owner. So from now on, I will be, and this is the thing, it may turn some people off, and it may make some people not want to work with you because they're like, okay, whoa, this is a little too formal. I got to fill out some sort of form. What are you going to take from me? Like, I'm not worried about it. What I am worried about is that I get people's email. I want people's email. So this Google form, it's literally in all the other, on your Google, on your computer, you have all these little Google apps, basically. It's just one of the apps, and it's called Google Forms. And you can create your own form. I'm going to read to you what Danielle asks every single customer. So you can take notes. You can use what she asks, create your own. But this is what she says. The first question is your email address. Her second question is, are you currently working with a coach? Number 3. Oh, sorry. Number 1 was name. Missed that. Sorry. Their name, their email address. Are you currently working with a coach? 4, what flavor of Shakeology will you drink? And she does the drop down, which gives you an option to input every single one of the flavors. She doesn't ask, will you drink Shakeology? She says, what flavor will you drink? It's not an option in her challenge groups, not an option. Number 5, what Beachbody programs have you done or completed? And it leaves a little text box so they can explain. Are you interested in a 3-day kickstart? Number 7, what are your goals? And number 8, why do you want to work with me? So, as part of being professional and having a passion page, that's basically what this call is about. It's about being professional. It's about recognizing that we are individual business owners, and if we solely rely on Beachbody and the products to do our business, we're not going to create longevity for success. We're just not. So we have to own our business, own our journey, and create that passion. It needs to be so obvious on our page what we're passionate about that there is no denial. No denial. And if it is about our products, our fitness programs, that's awesome. But you got to make sure you're unique, because there's another person on Facebook that's coming up right after you and probably has sponsored an ad that people are going to click on if they see any more passion in that person than they do you. So you've got to create your own unique volume, and it's got to be loud on social media, loud. So your passion page, 5 pillars. I would really, really love if Angela, you, and Tabitha could do me a huge favor and write out your 5 pillars and then post it into our team page before the end of the day, just so everybody can see like what our goal, what the whole point of the call was. And then know that the reason we're posting on these passion pages and on our like page, and in my opinion, post basically the same information on both. Post the same information on both, because there's likely going to be different people on both. Like for me, there's a ton of different people that I don't even know on my passion page than there are on my regular page. So don't even think about all that right now. I mean, when you start getting thousands and thousands of followers, and if you want to do something a little different with that page, great. But until now, like, just do the same things, make it simple, and don't worry too much. And then your Google Forms. So every time now you have someone who's interested in joining you, I want you to create your form. And then I went to tinyurl.com and I created a little mini link. And I'm going to post these in our team page so that you guys can see it. But remember, it's all yours. You do your own thing. You can do whatever you want with this. These are just tips on making it easier and more efficient and more business-minded for all of you guys. So, okay, I think that's it. There's so much more, like so much more. I'm still gonna type up. My plan was over the next several weeks on each one of our calls to go through all the stuff that I learned at Platinum Edge, which I have been doing. But there's so much. Like I have, I think 3 pages from this other girl, 2 pages from Danielle. It's just a ton of stuff. So I'm gonna keep bringing y'all the value. But Anyways, okay, please, any questions? And I want to hear, like, are you overwhelmed? Does it make sense? Does this sound crazy? Like, I mean, I need to hear from you. So let me know what your thoughts are on the Passion page and even that Google Doc. What you think about that?
Sounds good to me. I already have the Light page, so I'm good there.
Okay.
The Google Doc, the whole Google thing just kind of overwhelms me itself. So I'll figure it out. Maybe.
I understand it. All of the technology stuff, like the streak, I still have not. Like, I feel like it's a huge anxiety trigger for me. And I just can't. I can't right now. I know that I will. I know that I will do it. But right now, I just can't. I can't add that to I can barely keep up with the messages. Like, I sent out mass messages, and then I'm like, oh God, there's like 12. I can't even. How am I going to respond to these 12 messages? Like, it just because I want to help these people so bad, and I'm like, I get almost paralyzed of like, I gotta respond to them, and what if I say the wrong thing, or like, what if they say something? I don't even want to open the message. What if it's mean? What if it's negative? Like, I mean, it's just stupid. Like, but I get myself there too, so it's okay, and that's why I want to hear from y'all. If this is all learning for all of us, and so like I said, I already had a form for myself that I used 2 years ago, and all I did was I just broke that baby out. It was still there, and then I just modified it, and I'm like, bam, done. And the beautiful thing is that I already had a list. I already had like 30 people on the list from my form from 2 years ago. So like those were people that now I could reach out to and say, like 2 years ago we were talking. Like, so I mean, there's great things. This Google thing is brilliant. It really is amazing. And what it's going to do is give you a list of people to constantly be able to follow up with, and you'll have their email. And so what I've been doing with my emails, just to let y'all know, is that we put out a newsletter every month, and then I come out with my calendar, my Journey to Fit calendar every month. Well, they get those emails. I email them those things. My newsletter includes just a little blurb about something I'm learning, and then content or promotion. So I tell them what Beachbody promotions are on at the very bottom, and then the Journey to Fit is a whole nother email, and I basically, whatever I put on my website is what they get in their email. So I'm staying in contact with them, and then I've committed to at least doing 2 more emails to my customers or my followers, whoever subscribed, the rest of the month. So basically, they're getting 4 to 5 emails from me every single month that just share my journey. It does throw in a few promotions in there, because I feel like, well, if you opted in, like, you need to know what's going on. So I don't feel guilty about like selling them, because I'm not. But anyways, so that's why it's important to have an email list, because really and truly, you guys need to be providing value to your email list. They need to know that's all that is a way to follow up. Your email list is a way to follow up with current, old, and existing customers. That's all that is. So you can actually go into your back office. And for myself, because I've been doing this for so long, you can make a report, and I can have a report of every single customer I've ever had. And then I could actually export it into Google and make a file out of it. So I've done that multiple times. If I'm like struggling to find customers or something, I'm like, oh wait, I know there's got to be people that I've worked with in the past that I haven't seen in a while. So just keep an open mind about it, because it's so effective. And I want to be honest, that I'm very overwhelmed with it a lot of times. But when I really just like sit down and like I did the form, and it was very refreshing of like, this is really simple, and it's a really effective thing if we do it the right way. So anyways, okay. Tabitha, anything from you? I know that you are like, all you're probably thinking about is you're going to have a baby, and like, how are you going to survive? And like, I can only imagine what all your thoughts are.
Yeah, no, it's just a lot. I get overwhelmed really easily, especially with 2 and 1 year old and next baby in just a few weeks. And so right now I'm just trying to just put me on the list. And I find whenever I start trying to work on other people, the first person that gets off the list is myself. And so I'm just trying to figure out that balance with everything. So
Well, and I was going to make a suggestion too to you because you do need to stay focused on yourself. Is if you did create a passion page, then it could be it's basically all it would be is your personal journey. So you wouldn't even worry about inviting people to it. You wouldn't worry about like advertising, but that's really, I think that would be an amazing way for you to start that.
And that's where I feel like I'm being led right now. Like, I feel like I get so, like, I jump on board with the business side of things and completely lose sight of my own journey, that I really, in order for me to even convince anybody about my journey, is I've got to do it myself. And so I've been really trying to get all the knowledge and training and everything that I can from the business side of it, but just maybe put that on hold and just focus on what I've got going on right now, because to be honest, I'm a complete wreck. Just an emotional ball. And so I just get really overwhelmed easily right now. And I just really need to like bring it on in.
No, and I think that's okay. Like, that's where you're at, and that is beautiful. There's nothing wrong. That's not a negative thing. Like, I don't want you to view that as a negative thing, because that is where you're at, and that is perfectly perfect. And when you're ready after the baby, a couple months in, like when you're like, okay, doctor says I can go again. Like, I think it is exactly what you said. Like, just focus on you and the daily things that you can do. And as far as this whole passion page thing, like, it could literally just be your online diary. Like, I think
I love that idea so much more so for me. Just, I love that.
Yes, like, and if you could, because you write, your words and your posts are already like on point. And like, if you are some way able to just start viewing like your post and everything as your diary, and that may require like being a little more open and showing more pictures of you and your family that's a little more uncomfortable, and showing more pictures of even just not even your family yet, just you, like things that are really hard. But man, the volume that is going to speak to the people who feel exactly like you. And I think Libby, even on the call last week, she's like, I didn't have a picture I went and looked on her page to try to find a picture of her, and I could not find one.
You won't find one.
Y'all, like, I could not find one. And I was like, you know what? And then I remembered. I was like, she said she would not. She hid from the camera. She was embarrassed. She was ashamed of herself. Like, she did everything she could to stay away from the camera. So everything was old, like years old. 3 to 4 years old. So to me, that speaks volumes, because I'm like, wow. And now I scroll through and she's like standing next to something, like posing, like owning that. And I mean, I'm just like, wow, she would not have done that 4 months ago. She would have never done that. So just to keep that in the back of your mind, Tabitha, like, you already have such a gift with writing and expressing things through that. Man, just making it your own diary would be, I think, a lot more easy and less threatening to you. Well, hello. Hi. Oh my goodness. Look at those babies.
Dealing with, sorry.
Oh my gosh. So sweet. Hi. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Well, I'm not going to keep you, because I know exactly how. Yes, your kids need you. But okay, guys. Well, I'm going to let y'all go so y'all can go on with your day. But hopefully that was helpful. The last thing I want to do is overwhelm. However, I want to have real talk, like real stuff that we've got to do to move forward in our businesses. And so I just want to bring you some nitty gritty stuff. And basically, we got to keep posting. We got to be consistent, because that's the only way people are going to trust us. So keep going. Okay. All right. Well, I will see you. So Angela, I will see you Friday.
Yes.
At dinner, which I'm excited. And Tabitha, I will see you next week on the call, hopefully.
Sounds great.
Okay. And we'll miss you. I wish you could come, but I know it's not realistic.
I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it happen. You say bye.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.